When I don't progress in life, I get depressed. But now this is boring. And I think that's when people make a lot of mistakes in life and get discouraged. But if you have this vision in your mind, then you have something to look forward to. And you have something to do when you're bored. There is something wrong with not spending time to find out what your purpose is and to reach that. So when I was a young child at school, they're teaching us all these tools, you know, math, German or English, physics. They never actually taught us how to plan our own life. Where are your passions? Where's your interests? Get to know who you are and really solve that problem, which is the biggest problem in life, is finding your true self. It's wild out here. I just arrived at this strange tree. At school, I always felt like I have to know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I really thought about it. What do I want to do? We had one subject which was drafting, and I really enjoyed that. So I said, okay, I guess this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. After I finished my studies there, 3.5 years, I continued to work there as a full paid employee. And I did that for 2 years until I didn't feel like it was right. Is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? People would say, hey, you have a safe job, they're happy with you, they pay well. I just thought to myself, I need to do new things. Like, I need to learn more. I can't just be in this position for the rest of my life. I actually thought, hey, I could stay within the company. I could be a project manager. I had this meeting with my boss and he said, du machst dir einen guten Eindruck. Und in diesem Gespräch möchte ich gerne unsere Interessen und deine Interessen besprechen. And I thought to myself, cool. He asked me, was sind deine Vorstellungen hier? Was würdest du gerne tun? And then I said, mich würde es sehr interessieren, als Projektleiter zu arbeiten, weil ich somit mein Englisch verwenden könnte. And you know what he said? This is when I made a decision. Ja, also das kann ich mir bei dir gut vorstellen. Du kannst Englisch, du hast dir eine gute Arbeit gemacht. Also ich würde sagen, zeichne erst mal 5 Jahre weiter. 5 years? I was thinking about 5 weeks. I don't have to be the manager, but I want to be involved in project management. But no, he said 5 years. That's so much. I can do so much in 5 years. Why would I do one thing for the next 5 years, which will probably not allow me to grow much? Because I've already done it for 5.5 years. So after this discussion with him, I actually went home. I took a piece of paper. I'm gonna go home now, sit down, and show you how to make this 5-year plan. Start with this top line here, which is option 1. And what we want to do here is really think, where will I be if I don't change? So in my case, as my boss told me, he said I should work for the next 5 years. Now, if I chose to do that, I would change nothing. Of course, I can do some things after work, which you should definitely do. But let's just suppose I'm going to work and let time pass by. And here, after 5 years, I might be promoted, as he said. Of course, it might happen earlier, it might happen later. However, for me, that does not sound very motivating. So what we're going to do is we're going to forget about this idea and we're going to jump to option 2. And what we want to do here is really think, what else can I do? What is my dream? Everyone has ideas of things they want to do, and now's the time to write it down. And since we're talking about a 5-year plan here, I'm going to think big. I want to have big goals. So don't think of the goals that you set on New Year's Eve. Set big goals. These are dreams. These are motivating goals that you want to set. So these can be career orientated or economically. It can be health, mental health. It can be a hobby or a life mission. If you know what your life mission is, that is really, really good. Most people do not know what their life mission is. I think everyone has a gift. Everyone has something that he has to fulfill here. So choose one of these or two or more, however you want. And once you define that, what we're going to do next is think about what we can do now, this year. So as we all have bills to pay, it's probably not a good idea to just quit your job. And this is not about quitting your job, by the way. This is about setting goals and having a direction in life. So in my case, I did continue to work. But something you can do is save money. I started to save money. I did not buy anything that I didn't need. I started to live a minimal lifestyle. I didn't buy big things that I couldn't take with in case I chose to move abroad, for example, in my situation. Something that I also did is I started to read and I started to learn about subjects that I was interested in, either related to my hobby or to health or to my career. And something you can also do is join an online group or follow a YouTube channel dedicated to your interests. And then the next year, you will take it to the next step. Now, I don't want to write examples here because it's really important that you come up with your own ideas, with your own dreams, your own steps. So you're going to fill out all of these boxes, each one leading to the next so that you can ultimately reach the big goal. Now that you have all of this written down, you want to think, what else can I do? What's a crazy idea? We want to really get creative here and get those crazy ideas out of our mind. And you might have to think a while, but you should come up with something. And when you do, then you do the same thing again. You fill out each box leading up to your crazy goal. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll go backwards. I might say, okay, to get here, what do I need to do the year before? And then I'll have that here, and then what do I need to do before that? It doesn't really matter from which way you go, but it's just important that you have a step planned out for each year which will lead to the big goal. And this is really what's going to give you a nice overview of your options, the possibilities you have in life. And then you can circle the ones that you like, that you want to focus on or whatever. The idea is just to have a roadmap all on one page. It's when you put it on paper, then it becomes solid. You know this is what you want. Now your mind can use its thinking power to actually make this happen. I've seen again and again, when I write it down, the mind will find the solution. Most of the time anyway. A lot more than if you don't write it down. Because if you don't write it down, it's just in your head, right? I can't tell you how many times I've asked people, hey, do you ever write down your ideas or your goals? And then they tell me, I have them in my mind. Why would I do that? I've been updating these 5-year plans ever since, regularly. And they change all the time. Either we meet goals or we improve goals, we get new goals. But that's the point of it all, that we think, that we start thinking, what can I do in my life? There are things you can do now to get there one day. And it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're 14, 34, 54, it doesn't matter, because you should have another 5 years in your life. Too many people, they're just without purpose. They don't know what to do. And it's because they don't take that time. Because they've been taught to solve problems for the company that they work at, not their own problems. If you don't have a goal, a clear goal in mind, it is the most important problem in your life. So I started to notice when I wrote these goals down, it's not easy. It doesn't just come like that. You have to really think and force yourself to write ideas down. No matter how silly they sound or how unrealistic they are. Writing this 5-year plan, it really is only the first step, but it's a big step. Now your mind is going to respect that. So you're serious about this. And then he will start thinking about solutions. He will think about the next step, or he will recognize opportunities that present themselves in your day-to-day life, which you would not recognize if you didn't have this plan.